everyone should do a budget and I should do a budget. I wish I just started thinking about it earlier. Just open an IRA.
We will start with sharing a background about who Adrian is.
My name is Adrian Sakr. I am a environmental engineering master's student right now at UF. I just graduated my undergraduate degree this past May.
You was the national scholar as well. Benacquisto scholarship covers 100% of your tuition as well as resident. Any expense that you have. So you probably have not spent any dime from your pocket in last 5 years.
Yes. Yeah.
You've been there 5 years on your own. How do you manage your finance? And do you do a written budget or something?
No, I'm not very proud of that. It's really just thanks to, having Benacquisto and honestly just having enough money to be comfortable without having to keep track of my money too closely. I definitely think that everyone should do a budget and I should do a budget. And I kind of wish that I were forced more acutely to develop better financial management skills because I need to now. So I wish I just started thinking about it earlier. I think regardless of what one's financial position is, it's good to have a budget. But for me, I was always, I never needed to track my finances that closely. And so I kind of just lived comfortably without thinking about money too much.
Tip for you, there are many online budget software, but the one that I use personally is Every Dollar. It came from Dave Ramsey, which is kind of close to money philosophy that my parents and their parents have used, that don't use too much credit or pay cash or spend less than what you earn. If you're interested, go to everydollar.com and then create an account. It's a free account unless you want bank account automatically linked to this. You can create budget and you can also learn what this means, right? What budgeting means. Where you spend most of your money? What's your biggest expense?
I would say, obviously rent and food are the two biggest monthly expenses. Besides that, I guess a monthly subscription to a membership to a climbing gym, and just a lot of other miscellaneous things that all seem small in the moment, but add up to, significant monthly expenditures. I think for me, it's easy to, buy a lot of small things and it doesn't seem like it's a big deal, but they add up fast.
Just like time management, Adrian, what you're doing is you're tracking your spending. You know that what you have spent. And in time management, that's kind of the first thing that you try to know, how you spent your time. And then you go to the next level where you plan before you spend your time, right? So you're already there. You're halfway there.
Yeah.
And most people, and some people don't even do that. It's sad, but that's the reality today.
Yeah.
Well, we're spending a lot of time on finance, and I wanted to ask more questions on finance. So tracking of your money, budgeting for your money, and then the next level is investing your money. Do you do any kind of investing?
I did actually just open an IRA a couple of months ago.
Nice.
That's about the extent of it. I've started trying to get into it a little bit now that I just have more savings. It's really just since getting this scholarship, the fellowship, now that I have any kind of real monthly savings. So now I'm starting to get into it a little bit. And I definitely know lots of other people my age in college who do a lot of investing and have and make a lot of money from it. For me, I'm kind of just starting. I personally would like to have more secure long-term things. So the IRA was the first priority for me.
Definitely.
And so I'm just putting, a few hundred into that every month. But I would also like to open a CMA or something and get into more volatile short-term things. But it's very
like
much
stock trading.
Yeah.
Last question on this. When you're investing in a Roth IRA, where are you putting? Are you buying individual stock or are you buying a fund or what?
I only have stock right now, and it's only in a couple of companies.
Okay.
But yeah, I just started it, so I'm still just trying to figure out what I want to put the money into.
Yeah, as long as you know that this company can survive next 10, 20 years, it will grow, definitely. And then another safest option is to buy or regularly invest in S&P 500 based fund. And there are some from Vanguard, which has low fees and good reputation. So you have to look last 10, 15, 20 years of S&P 500. I'm assuming you open a Roth IRA, not the conventional IRA. Perfect. Mm-hmm. When my son was 18 or 17, he received some kind of award. It was a check of $100 or $150. With Roth IRA, you can open it as early as 6-month-old kid. Criteria is that you can only put money that kid earned. Your parents, your grandparents, nobody can put money in your Roth IRA. As soon as my son earned that award, I opened his Roth IRA and put that money. And then there was Mr. SHS, and then he did a internship at different places. So all the salary that he was receiving, I was directly putting it in his Roth IRA. And then I was telling him the money to spend from my account, some of his scholarship money, part of it I invest in stocks. And then anytime I sell something and he earned any profit, it goes directly in a Roth IRA. So in 2 years, his account went from $100 to $2,000. During all this time, Adrian, have you done any internship or job?
I worked as a studio assistant at the pottery studio for 2 years during undergrad. So that was just a part-time, like 10, 15 hours a week, minimum wage, mostly just because I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I'm a small source of additional income, but I just like spending time at the pottery studio. And now I also teach the pottery classes. So that's just a few hours a week. But yeah, so just a little bit of additional money, but most of the income comes from scholarships or fellowships. I may actually, so this conversation has caused me to reflect on both my financial and time management. And I think I need to pursue both of those with a little bit more organization. So I may ask you some questions as I start figuring things out about that. But
yeah, maybe we have more focused conversation around that next time. But I love talking about those topics, and I can help anyway by providing the material, by sharing my experience, and anything that you need, Adrian. I would really happy to do that.
Thanks. Great. Good to talk to you. This was very fun.